Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the SIVGA M200. So SIVGA, of course, is well known for their headphones. They're over the ears. That is what their most popular models are. They do have a few in-ear models, which I am not familiar with, and the M200 is going to be their first earbud model. And this is what the box looks like. It's about a 15.4-inch earbud. And as far as I know, there's only one version with this microphone cable version. I don't think there is one without the microphone. This is what the back looks like with a couple specs there. So as you can see, it is a 15.4 millimeter moving coil type with 32 ohms of impedance. So kind of standard for earbuds. This is what the case that comes with. It's actually quite a nice case. If you've purchased a few cables online, they tend to come in cases that look very similar to this, but very nice to have a branded SIVGA case to hold the earbuds. So the earbuds themselves, I think for the price, these are about $49, and I really do want to thank SIVGA, of course, for sending these to me as a review sample. This is the first SIVGA I've ever listened to, and I have to kind of admit that I'm a little bit impressed with the build quality at $49. I mean, if we start looking at the connector, you've got this kind of a knurled aluminum logoed SIVGA tension, release, strain, prevention on that, which you don't see all that often. A little Velcro strip, and then you get another kind of where the split is. You get another nice aluminum piece and a chin strap, which is sort of an interesting choice for buds that have a microphone, of course. So if we can untangle this really quickly, and I probably should have done this a little earlier, but that's the way it goes. So chin slider, those of you who know what chin sliders are, it tends to slide this up to your chin, and it holds them sort of in your ears. In this case, it slides up about as far as the inline controls. So very nice looking chin slider. Will not slide up to your chin, but this is what the microphone call controls, volume controls look like. So that's kind of interesting. So on one side, you can actually you can wear the M200 both around your ear or hang down style. So this is what it looks like without the foams. It's actually, as I said, it's a very, very nice build quality, kind of a metal build. Super nice. If you want to wear it around your ear, it does come with these adapters, and it looks kind of like this. So that sort of looks, for those of you who are familiar with IEMs, you sort of get this ear hook shape, which is a very soft rubber probably, and you can slide the cable in it, and then you end up with wearing these around your ear like you would a normal IEM. So as I said, for $49, it's actually a top-notch build quality, case, extra foams. Everything is pretty much right in line with what my kind of expectations would be at that price. So that's kind of where we'll start. I think it's very, very price appropriate. The build, the sound quality, and the accessories, very much in line with the price, and I think it's actually a pretty decent value for what you get. So the fit, it's not a bass-heavy set, and earbuds tend to not be bass-heavy earbuds. I think for the most part, they tend to roll off, especially the sub-bass. You can certainly find buds that are bass-heavy, but this set in particular is not all that bass-heavy. And if you don't get the fit right, you really need to push this so it's actually very flush in your ear, and it's got to really sit there. It can't really be loose, otherwise you're going to lose a bunch of bass, and it's going to sound a little thinner than it really should. So the sound, this one is very much mid-centric. It's all the mids. As I said, earbuds, I think generally, not all of them tend to roll off both sides. This one is very much in line with that. So you get these mid-centric, relaxed, nice vocals with just enough energy and enough edge to keep the vocals kind of articulate and detailed. Quite nice. I think they actually did a quite good job on a mid-centric set. And they obviously could have tried to push the bass, they could have tried to push the treble, and that ends up giving you more artifacts. But here, they really focused on the meat of it, the mid-centric piece, and I think that was probably a good choice for the driver that they used and the price they were shooting for. So I think, as I said, just all around, I think they did some pretty good decisions here. So the bass, as I said, earbuds, generally mass market earbuds like this kind of guy, they tend to roll off both ends, and the sub bass, you sort of get the mid bass, and then the sub bass tends to roll off quite a bit. That's pretty much what you have here, and there's sort of a smaller range, so you get this mids to, say, mid bass is actually quite nice and quite detailed and nice quality, and then it kind of rolls off. And I think they really kind of focused on that meteor part right in the mid bass, because there's actually, it's quite nice and the quality is actually pretty good, but just don't look for a huge amount of extension on that bass. So it doesn't really go deep, doesn't really slam all that hard, but it does play a great support to the mids, which I think is, again, with this focus on a mid-centric sound, I think that was just another good choice. So the mids, all the vocals, as I said, very much a mid-centric set. That's what you're going to notice kind of right away, because the bass is actually sitting down a little bit. Treble is the same way, it just kind of sits right under the mids. Not the most technical set, but it really makes up for it in natural timbre and warmth. And that style where it's not really pushing either edge, I think that was just another right design move there. It's just very likable without having to worry about something getting harsh, too much bass in your ear. When you focus on just a mid-centric set and bring the bass down just a little bit, treble down a little bit, and then just have a natural warm midsection, very likable set. So just a little bit of rise at the upper end to keep the details and the dynamics at the right level. And I think, another good choice. It's just not a very analytical or clinical style earbud. It's very much kind of a smoother, warmer sound. So treble, again, very relaxed. Again, supporting the mids by not overstepping or stepping out of place. You'll notice the treble without a doubt, but the far edge of the treble, probably not as much. It definitely rolls off. But, much like the bass, they sort of have a lower treble, and then the mid treble is very present and at great level, and then it sort of drops off a little quicker. And so, when you focus on that part and get that right, I think that's what they did, and I think it was actually a good choice. So, as I said, the uppers rolled off a bit, as you would expect, but like the bass, there's sort of quality overextension. What's there is done right, and they didn't really try to push it, so I think that was a great choice. So stage, with earbuds, when they're sitting right outside of your ear, it's slightly different than an IEM. In this case, it's kind of a spacious space. It actually does extend outside of your ears, and I think a lot of earbuds tend to take advantage of this sort of midway between sort of headphones and IEMs, where IEMs have a trouble of extending outside of your head. When you put earbuds outside of your ear like that, I think it's a little easier to get that kind of sense of space of the sound really coming from beyond your ears. And here, I think, is no different. It's just slightly different than what you're used to with IEMs, but for me, it was sort of a nice out-of-your-head sound, and I think it really worked well. So that is what I got on the SIVGA M200. As I said, it's just an all-around build, sound, accessories. Everything is pretty much in line with that $49 that they're charging for it. So I've got no real complaints with it. So again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time.